Well, hello, you guys. Welcome back or welcome to the 13th stance. And here we are on our lesson 2, describing your tech stack. What exactly are we going to learn today? How to describe your tech stack clearly to teammates, interviewers, and clients. 10 key vocabulary words for talking about technologies and tools. Grammar. Present simple for facts plus passive voice for describing what technologies are used for and how to compare and explain technology choices in English. And you can find, ви можете знайти цей воркшіт та набагато більше іншого освітнього контенту в нашому телеграм-каналі та інших соцмережах. Ви можете просканувати цей QR-код або перейти, забити ось цей номер в пошук і знайти його. Правильно? Пошук в Телеграмі та знайти його. Well, and let's start with our core vocabulary, front-end. The part of a product the user sees and interacts with. The front-end is built with React and Tailwind. Back-end, the server-side logic, the databases and APIs behind the product. The backend is written in Python using Fast API. Full stack, working on both the front-end and back-end of a product. I'm a full-stack developer. I work across the whole application. Library, a collection of reusable code that developers use in their projects. We use Redux library for state. Management. Database, a system for storing and reviewing structured data. Then our database is in PostgreSQL. It's used for user data. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it exactly the same, the best way, okay? I may have some problems with technical names because I'm not exactly a developer. I know it really superficially. I understand how your process works, how your job works, what are the things that you experience, but I do not really understand the technical part of it. The next one is API, Application Programming Interface, a way for systems to communicate. The frontend communicates with the backend through the REST API. Cloud. Cloud is a remote service accessed via the internet for computing and storage. Our infrastructure runs on AWS Cloud. Infrastructure, the underlying systems, servers, and network that support a product. The infrastructure is managed by our DevOps team. Container, a lightweight portable unit for running software in any environment. All our services are packaged as Docker containers. Deploy to release software to a live environment where users can access it. We deploy to production every Friday after QA sign-off. And a little pro tip, when you're describing your tech stack in English, try to follow this order: front-end, back-end, database, infrastructure. For each layer, say what technology you use and what it's used for. For example, on the front-end, we use React. The back-end is built with Node. PostgreSQL is used for the database, and everything is deployed on AWS. The structure is clear, logical, and it's immediately understood by any developer in the world. And as for grammar, present simple plus passive attack descriptions. Present simple, those are active choices and facts. I use above work with or build or write. Yep, any kind of verb. For example, we use React for the front end. I work with Python. Our team builds. We deploy twice a week. Yeah, those are all pretty clear. But passive voice, what exactly is going on in here? The formula is you have a thing, an item, something that we complete an action onto. Then you have the verb to be in the needed form. In our case, since we are talking about present simple, it is are. And past participle. Past participle, that is a verb action in the third form if it is irregular, or with ed if it is regular. So, passive tells us what the technology does, but not who uses it. React is used for building the user interface. Posture is used. Docker containers are used. The API is built with. All requests are routed through. The infrastructure is hosted. Yeah. And as for active passive, you can read and compare these. Yep, we use posture. We focus on us, our choice. Posture is used, focus on technology. We deploy every Friday. What we do, the app is deployed weekly. What happens to the app? Yep. And both of these options are correct. It's not like one of them is more correct than the other. No, it's just often uh, it's just often happens that passive voice is considered more formal. Yeah. So that is it. That is it. Yep. Here is a little description. Yep. Our platform is a B2B software as a service product for logistic companies. The frontend is built with Vue.js and is used to display real-time shipment tracking data. The backend is written in Python using Fast API and it handles all business logic and integrations. PostgreSQL SQL is used as our primary database. It stores all customer and shipment records. Redis is used for caching frequently accessed data. The entire infrastructure runs on AWS. All services are containerized with Docker and orchestrated with Kubernetes. New releases are deployed automatically using our CI/CD pipeline. Here are a few things that you need to notice. Is built with, is written in, is used to, those all are in passive voice. Handles, stores, runs, those all are in active present simple for what systems do actually. Are containerized, are deployed, that's all passive for progress. Frontend, backend, database order. Infrastructure order. Yeah. And watch out for some common mistakes. So wrong. React is used to build the UI. We cannot use for and to at the same time. We need to choose one. After for, we use ing. Or after to, we use verb. We cannot use for to. React is used to build or React is used for building. Okay? The backend is written in Go. The backend is written. Yeah, if we are talking about passive voice, we need to use past participle. And past participle means verb in the third form or ed ending written. We used a PostgreSQL again. Correct me in the comments, you guys. I'm pretty sure you know better actually. We use a there again. Before proper technology names, we don't really need any articles, and especially we cannot combine a there. Docker is used for the packaging containers. Docker is used for packaging containers. Before the structure packaging containers, we do not need any articles. That is like a common thing, such common that we do not specify. Is it specific or is it not specific? Is it one or is it multiple? The data are stored in PostgreSQL. Um, PostgreSQL, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so the data are stored in PostgreSQL. The data is uncountable mostly. So it is one. If the word is uncountable, we cannot count it. We cannot do 1, 2, 3. So if we cannot count it, it is one and single. Okay. And quick check, pause the video, take your time, read these sentences, complete them in correct form, and then we are going to check your answers. You have 20 seconds for that. Well, guys, your time is over. And let's actually check it out. Let's check it out. So, React is used for building passive voice. The backend is written passive voice. Yep. Redis is used passive voice. All services are deployed and the database is hosted. Of course, everything in passive voice. Everything is in passive voice. And a little speaking challenge and question for you in the comments. So speaking challenge, can you actually describe your stack? Can you write or create or just say out loud your tech stack description for 6-8 sentences for your own project, or you can make up a fictional product. And of course, please aim to use front-end back-end database infrastructure structure, at least 4 passive forms and 3 vocabulary words from today. And the question for the comments, could you describe your current tech stack in 3-4 sentences using a passive voice? What technologies are used and what are they used for? Write it down in the comments. And the workbook, I am not showing you any tasks today. Where can you find the workbook to complete those tasks if you feel the need to actually review them once again? In the worksheet in Telegram channel. In the Telegram channel is the 13 stance. And here you have the QR code, here you have the name. Go in there, get the worksheet, complete those things, and actually in there you can see a lot of useful information. Well, I was really happy to see ya. Thank you so much for coming in here, and see you all next time. Bye bye.